All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are at my local flying field, and it's a beautiful day with exception of how miserably humid it is. It's a hot one. It's only like 85 degrees, but it's got all the humidity. You can see how wet my hat is. I've been out here for about an hour and a half now, and it's hot. But we need to go over the plane, and there's a reason why we're at the flying field today. As you can see, the 19 is back together. She is in one piece at this point. Now, to get here, obviously, I've skipped over a lot of things, and it's time to go over that. So first and foremost, the fuselage was completely stripped down, masked off, and cleaned some more so that the paint stuck. Okay, and then use some rubbing alcohol to make sure that everything would be perfectly cleaned off, no residues or anything like that. And then put it in the paint booth and give it a light coat of my blue. Let that flash off for about 15 minutes, and then got the full color coat and some touch-ups from there. After that, we're applying decals everywhere. And after the decals are put on, we've got a little bit of that clear coat. After that came out of the booth, let it cure for about a day, just overnight essentially. And then it was time to epoxy on the tailplanes. Yes, I used epoxy this time, none of this other silly glue stuff. So epoxied the horizontal stabilizer on and did measurements from the tip of the stab all the way up to the center up here. And that way I make sure everything is square on the horizontal stabilizer. Then it was on to the vertical, epoxied that into place as well, and it looks really sharp. From there, it's a matter of getting all of the hingey bits put together. So that's pretty straightforward, using medium CA as well as our rail zip on the hinge points. That way we don't CA the hinge points. All right, so then we install all the linkages, the pull lines for the rudder, the elevator, put all that stuff back in place, and then I redid the cockpit combing. This is rubber tubing for windshield wiper fluid for automobiles, for cars. So pick that up from a local car place and cut it down the middle with my Dubro trim scissors, because those stay nice and sharp, and use a little bit of canopy glue inside the tube before I put it in place around the edge. So nice and clean. Reinstalled nice clean windscreens, and that's pretty much it. The engine went back on, no problem. But the reason we came out here today was to get this dumb engine running. Now, I say dumb because I'm the dummy who just does not know much about these gas engines. So I came out here to my flying field, met with at least two, a third showed up, and got this thing running. So it took a lot of adjustment, stuff that I didn't know. Started it up and it just sputter, no throttle response, sputter. Eventually we figured out just way gobs too much fuel. And then once we dialed it back a little bit at a time, started improving. Eventually got to the point where the high speed was getting around 7,300 RPM. And then we started playing around with the low speed based off of that. Once we got the situation stable at the low and the high, I then was able to dial in my throttle curve, and things look much better. Now, I still need to work a little bit on my hand start technique. Otherwise, I'm still using electric starter. But given how many times we started this thing today, the electric starter, thank you for saving my shoulder. Thank you for saving my fingers. It's a beautiful thing. So what's left to do at this point is to do a little bit of taxi testing. That way we can make sure that we've got full systems check, make sure that the tail installation is good and that we don't have to bend anything to correct for any veering or anything like that. As well as check for, bouncy around, make sure we're not sucking any air bubbles or anything, and that the tank position is still good because it's the same position as the glow fuel. So all of the things need to happen for taxi testing, and it's time to do that. get you guys to hear this thing run finally. Man, that 4-stroke sounds so good.
They really do.
And we're back from the field at this point. Everything's put away, and frankly, I've had a moment to cool off, dry off. Yikes, it was humid. Very humid day. So just a couple of things I want to note before we sign off here. So in starting this, I followed the recommendations per CH Ignitions for starting the first time with regard to needle settings, way too rich. So keep that in mind if you're following the same technique, okay? So the way that things went, we kept starting it, it would kind of run, and then we would lean it. Like start at a quarter of a turn, and then we refined to an eighth of a turn. So at this point, I don't even know what my needle settings are. I wasn't keeping track because it was so many times we just kept going in until it was right. So the throttle response now is from 2000 RPM-ish. It's 2000, 2200, somewhere in there where it likes to idle. And then it goes all the way up to about 7200 RPM. So a good band there. It pulls very strong. It's very reliable. And I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the gas conversion, and should be much more economical as well. Things to look forward to. It's pretty great. Make sure you are heading on over to dubro.com. See, Dubro. See, Dubro. And make sure that you're using that code Josh10 at checkout. Save yourself 10%. And just keep building, guys. It's a hot summer, and there are plenty of things to fly this fall when things cool off and we've got a little break in the weather before winter hits. All right. So that's going to do it for me. And until next time, keep working on your flying works of art.